You guys are back yet again for another Moxi training, and today we're going to talk about Moxi Impress. It's the marketing center inside Moxi that's also inside the greenhouse. It's a tool that National is giving us as part of this whole Moxi rollout that they're doing across the country. And Moxi Impress is where you can create really impressive marketing pieces on your listings, right? It's Impress. And hopefully you'll be able to impress your sellers with the tools that you have access to inside Moxi. The whole idea is that, a listings-based business, it's the best type of business, right? The best type of agent focuses on listings, at least the ones that make the most money and spend the best use of their time are the ones that focus on listings. And so the idea is for us to be able to give you this tool that creates quick, easy, really good looking marketing pieces with really just a few clicks of a button. I think somebody said it was like 6 clicks and done type of thing. You can make a whole marketing piece. And I'll show you how to do that today too. If you'll watch your screen, I'm going to share my screen and show you exactly how to log into the system and what to pull together. It's inside the greenhouse is how you'll get to Moxi. And soon enough, there'll be a link inside Okta here one of these days where you can use our single sign-on. By the way, we've got a great team that's here to help you. Gene is here with me today. He's the director of our technology department. But we've got a great team all behind the scenes for Moxi too. And so if you ever have any issues finding it or logging into it, we're here to help you. Just email moxihelp@kansascityhomes.com and we'll cover how to do that again at the end. But I logged into Moxi, and this is kind of the general dashboard. I logged in as Jane, my agent here in Lee Summit. She's looking good in that picture, isn't she? I wish I looked that good. Oh, well, that's all right. Maybe one day. But hey, up in the top, you'll see the navigation bar where it's got all the different categories of Moxi. Now, present. That's the one where you can make a great looking CMA. We'll cover that in a future class. Engage. We talked about cleaning up your contacts in Engage so far. That's the system where you can create drip campaign emails. You can have a neighborhood news update that goes out once a month and tells them, the sales activity in the subdivision. That's also the platform that your clients will be searching for properties on if you choose to use that system. We'll cover that in more classes here in the future. The Moxi website, that's completely customizable to you. You can create a lead generating website. We'll have ways that you can customize the content on those pages. We'll give you a really great looking template. Gene and his team are working on that right now as we speak to develop those websites and make sure they look good. That'll be launching here in the next few weeks as well. When we skip Impress, that's the one we're talking about today. So I'm going to just hover over it for now. But promote is something we haven't talked a whole lot about. It's the ability for you to promote your business and your listings with paid advertising. We'll give you more details on that in the future. That's an optional add-on if you'd like to use that. And then finally, directory up here is where you can just see a directory of all the agents in the company. That might be useful for you if you're trying to find somebody's email or phone number. Of course, you can do that in MLS just the same, but it is a directory of all the agents within our own company. I'm going to circle one big time around that, and then we're going to land right here on Impress. Are you with me? You catching what I'm throwing? All right, Sergio, here we go. Under Impress is the Marketing Center, and that's what we're going to click on now. We're just going to click on it. It's going to open up, and you're going to be patient. It'll load here eventually. Here it goes. And you'll see that Jane's listings pull in automatically. That's kind of the cool thing is that Moxi is speaking not only with your Google contacts like we've talked about quite a bit, but also with MLS. We've linked MLS and Moxi and the BHG national system where we report your listings and your sales and all of that. And all of it feeds into the Moxi Impress system automatically. And you'll see that Jane's 2 listings, one of them is actually under contract, the one on Albatross. Actually, it's closed. I'm sorry. It's a closed listing that closed recently. And Jane's active listing, you'll see with the green active box on Orchard is right there too. So let's say I'm Jane. I wish, that'd be great. That's a good life to live. I'm happy with my life too. Don't worry about me. But hey, Jane's a good life to live. Let's click on View Projects. Let's say this is my new listing. It just listed today. And I want to be able to create like some flyers, some social posts, maybe a video, all that stuff. Super easy to do. I'm just going to click on View Projects. And when you do, there's all these templates that Moxi gives you, pretty easy to use. And literally all you have to do is click on them, customize them a little bit, and you've got some really good looking marketing pieces. Now, this is for an active listing. And you'll notice that the templates change based on whether the listing is active or if it's pending or if it's recently sold. The templates change based on what you would want to do marketing wise with that listing. And so it does all the thinking for you. You're not going to get a template for an open house on a recently sold property, right? It's giving you the right template for the right property. So that's pretty clever. I'm here on this main page where you see all the templates. I'll tell you, one of my favorite ones is this single property website. It allows you to create a unique URL for that particular property and give them a website just for the pictures and the description. It has a lead gen, source where people can click and reach out to you for more information on the property. What would you use that for? Well, maybe you'll put that on your just listed postcards. Maybe you'll put that on a flyer when you're doing an open house. Maybe you'll share that link on social. Am I right? So you're seeing where these tools can become useful to maybe market yourself in a better way and look like a more professional agent while you're at it. If I wanted to edit the content of that website, all I have to do is click edit, and it just brings up a few options. You can easily edit the photos. You'll notice that all the photos from MLS pull over directly into Moxi, and you can pick and choose the ones that you want on this website. You might as well include all of them on the website, I think. And there is a space for up to 50 photos for each listing. If I click save and continue, it lets you change the remarks, change out the details of this, MLS description that pulled over. Maybe it's got bedroom bath count or some extra features you want to put in. There's also the ability for you to include a video. So maybe you've got a video walkthrough. We talked about that a lot during COVID, where maybe you did just a video walkthrough of the property. It's either on YouTube or Vimeo. So one of those two options, it's hosted somewhere else where you have the URL. That doesn't mean it's saved on your phone or it's in your Google Drive. It's actually hosted on a website like YouTube, which, by the way, you have access to a free YouTube account that you can always use too. Anyway, you have the link. You can put the link there. It says YouTube. Gene and I played around with it. You can put a Vimeo link in there too, and it works just fine too. I'll show you where that pulls up here in just a minute and give you some insight of what that looks like. If I click save and continue, you can edit the agent information just a little bit. Now, one thing that you will notice inside Moxi Impress is that it might, for some of you, have your common name, the name that you go by, in parentheses. So maybe your name is Michael, but you go by Mike, and it says Michael in parentheses Mike Bolin, for instance. Well, I know that you probably go by Mike. The good news, there is relief coming, okay? The light is at the end of the tunnel. Gene has been working his butt off. That'd be the right way to say it, the nice way. Gene's been working his butt off to get that problem fixed. And so it's not going to say Michael anymore, for instance. It'll just say Mike. You'll get to choose which preference you like, whether it be Michael or Michael or Mike or Michael, whatever. How many options can you have? But more details on that soon. That's probably here within the next few weeks that we'll have some insight on that you'll be able to change that. So I know that's been a point of contention for a few of us. Don't let that convince you not to use the system. Are you with me? It's going to be a moot point. It won't even be a problem. You can get over it. That's the good news. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. I'm going to show you how to make this website now. It's easy peasy. And it does say, hey, the project's now visible to see on the internet. Surprise, surprise, kind of scary, right? Then you just click this publish to web button. Now watch this. It's going to give you the URL to go look at this property. That'd be great for what? Well, maybe put it on social. Yeah, maybe you post that on Facebook. It loads. It takes a second. I'm really good at filling space with empty words. So we're going here. Yep, we're just talking. There's also a feature where you can create a QR code. Here's that link, though. You can use a short version. See where it says use a short URL? That's probably a better idea. Now, if I copied this and then I said go to the link down here, it's going to pull up. This is exactly what it would look like for you and your clients, where you can share this wherever you want. But it's got a contact info. It's got all the pictures, everything that we just customized. I'm going to scroll down and show you the video. Now, the video link that I had in there is like a stock Better Homes and Gardens video. That's what defaults for yours. So that's perfectly fine to keep in there. But if you wanted to have a custom video, and maybe it's even a video of you doing a quick little introduction about you and who you are and just you on camera. And don't be afraid to put yourself on camera. You look like what you look like on camera. Everybody already knows what you look like, so you might as well do it. And if you put that little video there, that might be a good introduction on your page too. It gives it a map, contact info, all that stuff. And how about that? We just created a branded URL for that property. You think that would impress your sellers at all? Yeah, probably quite a bit. Let me show you how to create a quick little QR code. It's under this tool, it says links and tools. And then see this little teeny icon here where it's a QR code. If I click on that, I could copy this, just right click and save the image or copy the image. Maybe I was making a flyer or a social post or a postcard. Maybe I'm doing my just sold postcards through DMS. I can copy and paste that into my design. If you're using the custom, fully customizable template, that's the option with DMS, and just use that and say, hey, scan for property details. And then once you're doing that, once you're sending traffic to that website, Here's something fun. There's this little bar graph icon. If you click on that, it shows you the analytics of that website. So you can see how many people are clicking onto it. That's kind of good data, right? Now, in this case, it's only me. I'm the only one that's looked at it so far. But over time, you get to see, is your marketing working? Are you reaching the right people? Are they looking at your website? That's kind of cool. So hopefully you see how you could use that. That's just one of the projects, templates, they call them projects, but just one that you can choose from for that property. Let me go back to all the templates. That one was a single property website. There is such thing as a little video that they can create here. Let's just see if we click on it, if it previews it for you. But it takes all the listing photos and creates a video, and that's great to share on social too. So wouldn't you use this on your properties as you list them too? I don't think I clicked the wrong one that doesn't have the preview bar, but it's a real quick little video. We'll go through it here in a second. Gives you the price, the details, and then at the end it has our logo with the agent's name, and so that's helpful too. And ooh, that couch almost merged together right in the same picture there. But anyway, and the kitchen too, that's kind of funny. So you can customize it and reorder the pictures if you don't like the way that it's in. I mean, everybody loves an overhead picture of the sink, so why not use that? But there is Jane's info with her URL. Now that URL that's there right now is because we haven't launched the Moxi website, so it's much longer than what it really will be. But once that website's launched here in the next couple of months, you'll have a more customizable URL that's similar to your Kansas City Homes URL right now. So that's a little video. Let me go back to the project list here and see all the other templates. Okay, Sergio, we're doing an open house. I'm picking on Sergio today just because he's here and he's my agent, right as he goes off camera, I guess, too. But let's say I'm going to do an open house and I want to post something on Instagram about it. Well, all I have to do is click that template. I can preview it right here. It's already got Jane's info and details. Now, you'd probably want to change the date of the open house. That's what would go in this blank space here. But you can see how customizable and easy these templates are. You just click edit, add your details, easily share this, one and done, right? You just clicked about 5 times and I got it done. Pretty simple. You could do flyers. You could do virtual tours if you have that. You could do a big brochure about the property. Maybe you're going to put that inside the property for showings or for your open house. You've got so many marketing options inside the Moxi Impress system that it really does make your life easy. I'm going to go back to the home screen of Impress. Again, just to recap, we went into Moxi, we clicked on Impress. Probably, by the way, the first time that you click into it, it's going to give you some tutorial pop-ups. I really think that it would benefit you from looking at those. Just look at them, click through them, watch the videos, or click through the tutorial on the screen, because it's going to teach you a lot more than what Gene and I can teach you in 25 minutes, right? So it would help you to look at those, get you some good, encouraged and ready to go. And of course, we'll have great training classes in the future too, but use those training tutorials that they give you because somebody took a lot of time to create them. I think they're worth it. We looked at projects, which is really what we went into on the listings. If you go into projects, there's a lot of other templates that you can choose from, actually 12 pages of them. Let's just go to page 10 here and look at all the different options. I mean, you've got 12 pages of different types of templates that you can use, not just for a property that's in MLS already, but for anything. You can create your own. Now, let's say that your listing is in pre-MLS status, like it's coming soon, or maybe it's in incoming status. Right now, the way the system works, that feed is not pulling through. And that might be something in the future that's able to change. I don't want to promise that to you, but it's something that Gene and the team are actively working on. And it's a request that we've made. There's no guarantee. But right now, what you could do is create your own template down here by creating a new project. See up in the top left where it says create new project, where you could create a project, and by that it means property, basically create a new property. And if you click on that, you add the property address. Maybe you've got the listing photos saved on your desktop from your photographer. You could easily upload them in and make the same templates just that we did. And hopefully somewhere in the future we'll be able to make them as simple as we did with listings that are already in MLS. Let's say maybe you're doing an open house for another agent. Maybe it's somebody else's listing, right? That's pretty common. Or yeah, maybe that's the case. Or maybe you're on a team and your team leader shows up as listing agent 1 in the MLS, so the listings are not pulling into your Moxi profile. That's an easy fix. Just go up here to listings. See where I'm circling around? You just click on listings, and then there's this button that says view shared listings. When you click on that, it'll pull up all the listings for the entire company. So maybe I'm going to choose one of the Liberty agents who's got this listing on Kentucky near Liberty, up in the northern part of Kansas City. Maybe that's the property I'm going to go do an open house on. So if I clicked on that listing and I wanted to click create project or view projects, I can do that. Probably create project when you're making a new one. And then there's also this thing called a marketing kit, where maybe I'm the agent that's going to do an open house. Well, look, here's an open house marketing kit where I can click select. It creates 5 marketing pieces, pulls the photos, descriptions over. All I did was click 3 times here. I'm cutting it down. I cut it in half 3 times, and you've got flyers and templates and everything. I mean, everything you could need for your open house. It takes a second just because it likes to hear my voice, but we're getting there. Here we go. All right, here we are. Yeah, there they are, the flyers. It says it's even been created. So here is my template for my open house. It's probably got Jane's name on it. Let's see how it looks. I would have to, again, add the date into it, but great to share on social. And obviously when you share it on social, it's already tied to your profile. That's why it doesn't have a lot of branding of you on it, because it's already on your social profile on Facebook or Instagram. But it's easy to make these graphics and share them on flyers, videos, whatever you want to do. I found that under listings, I went to view shared listings, and then I could see a list of all the properties. If I click back on the house on Kentucky, I can go back to create project and see the same templates that I saw as if they were my listings, plus some extra ones. There's actually 41 pages of templates. If I really wanted to go through and look at all of them, you could certainly do that too. But you can also search up here under occasion or product, which would show you either brochures or templates or whatever you might need. You can filter them out that way to make your life a little bit easier too. Under the contact button shows contacts that you've uploaded over time into Moxi in general. Now it's kind of confusing, and I have to just, you have to listen for a second because it does get kind of confusing. Moxi, the company, purchased a system called Imprev, and they have turned Imprev into Impress, Moxi Impress. So it's a system that they're still rolling into the Moxi family of tools. And because of that, there is this separate contact list in here. I can't really think of an occasion that you would use this contact list a whole lot unless you were going to send them advertising about your new listings or your recently sold listings. That might be helpful. But inside Moxi Engage, that's the CRM part of the website that we've been talking about contacts in. That's got a different list of contacts, kind of confusing, right? I understand. But they will sync with each other over time. But what we are finding is that they don't always sync back with each other perfectly. Now, again, I don't think that there's much reason that you're going to be using the contact list here in Impress, formerly Imprev, but the list in Engage, if I'm being as clear as I can be here, it's probably kind of confusing, but Engage, the list from there is pulling from your Google contacts like we've talked about recently. And so that's the one to worry about. Updating your Google contacts, that's the important part. The contacts that are Impress or in Impress, I don't know, just ignore them, just say, oh, it's just one of those things because, technology is not perfect. Am I right? The jig is up, everybody. But that's the way it is. What are you going to do? Are you with me? Does that sound fair, Gene? Does that seem like true information I just shared? Basically, in layman's terms, get over it, that the contacts are showing up in Impress too. That's okay. They're there. There are things that you can do with them, but the ones that are in Engage, which are also the ones that are in your Google contacts, those are the ones that are important. So far today, we've gone over logging into Moxi Impress. And from there, we were able to see a list of our listings. Jane's listings, you could see one that was even recently sold, one that was active, and create great marketing pieces off of that. We also went to this listings tab up at the top where you can view shared listings, look at all the listings in the entire property. That's helpful if you're doing an open house, or maybe your team leader shows up as the primary listing agent. The only other one that we haven't really clicked onto is designs. And you can go in and look at all the different templates that are ever out there. And that's a good launch place too. So there's many ways to get to the same thing. And I'd encourage you to just play around with Moxi Impress. There's nothing that you can mess up. Just play around with the system and utilize it to the best of your ability. And if there's anything we can help with, we're always here to help with it too. And then under this projects tab is basically where we showed you how you can look at your listings that have closed over time, or you can create a new project for those incoming or coming soon listings in pre-MLS status. That is kind of Moxi Impress right there in a short and sweet little class. Hopefully it makes sense to you. I would encourage you over time to utilize the system because the agents that use it have much better marketing than the agents that don't. It really helps you to market yourself in a much better way. It's super easy. You just do a few clicks and you're there, right? But they are great marketing pieces that hopefully make you feel like, wow, this is a decently impressive tool that I will use as a listing agent to make my life even easier, to market myself and create flyers, and most importantly, social posts or virtual tour videos, or that great website that we talked about too. I want to take a second to answer any of your questions, those of you that are watching live in the moment, anything I can answer for you. Somebody's got to have one question. I won't leave without one. Anybody? Are you going to call my bluff? Am I going to have to leave without one question? That's okay. Hey, listen, you guys, I'm proud of you for tuning into yet another class. You've spent in the last couple of weeks an hour with me learning Moxi. I'd encourage you to keep it up that way. We like these 30-minute classes because it gives you more content that's easy to watch again in the future. We post these recordings. If you're watching the recording, you know where to find it, but we post it onto our BH Genius YouTube page, and they're also always available on bhgeniuskch.com. And that's always something that'll go into your email too. So like last week's was in your email, easy to find, easy to watch, and they're just on YouTube. Last week's was 25 minutes. This week's will be about the same, so you can tune in and watch them and record them all the time. Over time, we'll have a video library of all the classes that we have taught when it comes to Moxi, so you can always log back in and watch and reference, go back and forth. It doesn't matter. You can rewind me, put me at 1.5 speed if you want to hear me as a chipmunk. That's always an option too, but I appreciate you guys tuning in. These tools help you to be a better agent, which helps you to make more money in your business. The agents that come across as more professional and better marketed, well, those are the ones that your clients are going to refer to, right? They want to work with somebody that knows what they're doing and that's professional. So keep coming to classes, use the system, and I can't wait to teach you on the next one. If you ever have any questions, it's super easy to get in touch with us. All you have to do, we've got one email for the whole team. It goes to all of us. It's moxihelp@kansascityhomes.com. Moxi doesn't have any E in it, but we did create an email address. If I use that joke too much, it's probably getting to that point. But moxihelp@kansascityhomes.com. That goes to all of us. And, I said it last week, I'll say it again. We don't know about your problem unless you tell us about it. If you're having a glitch or something that's keeping you from using the system, we want to know because it affects you. And you are our customer as an agent. We are here for you. As believe it or not, that's what Gene and I, without you, we wouldn't have a job. And so our whole goal is to make your life as easy as we can. So please let us know if you have any issues, concerns, or problems or glitches or whatever. And, no system's perfect. That's the way it's going to be. There's going to be some issues and we're going to work through them. And we've already been doing a great job of that. We've got a great team that's committed to this, not only locally, but nationally. We are a big account for Moxi. And so they're spending a lot of time with us to make it better. So thank you guys for tuning in and appreciate you. Reach out to me anytime, preferably via email when it comes to Moxi. Love to talk to you soon, and I'll see you on the next training. Just watch your email for the next schedule. See you later.
Thanks, Patrick.